Personally, for you, what are the emotions like the day of your big league managerial debut?
Hey Steve, man, I'm super excited. Super excited. I know it's been a long wait. I mean, for the entire team in there. I mean, we've gone through a lot, and I'm speaking for probably everyone in baseball. I mean, I watched part of those two games last night, and it felt so good just to watch baseball, and then those emotions obviously today entering our game. It's going to be special when the guys take the field. So definitely very excited. We look back and we've done a lot. We accomplished a lot. I know there's a lot to be done, and it's just super exciting, to get to this day.
You tinkered a bunch in summer camp with different looks, different lineups. You had McNeil leading off some, Nimmo leading off some, Cano hitting third a bunch. Why did you end up settling on the lineup you did today?
Yeah, I mean, as you guys know, we play a ton of inner squads, and we did play the two games against the Yankees, and I said it before, we played around with the guys in different spots in the lineup, and we have guys that they have the ability to hit in different spots in the lineup, and there's so much depth. That tells you right there just from saying that. Guys that profile with hitting in the top, and then a lot of guys that profile to hit in the middle of the lineup, and eventually, since there's so many of them, that will make the lineup deep, and guys will be hitting in an A spot like Ramos is today, that he's hit in the fifth spot before. He's been a cleanup before, and same with JD, and we see Robinson hitting sixth. These guys hit third before, they hit cleanup before, and that's the depth that we have. And doing it in the spring, I mean, a lot of times were to get at bats. A lot of time was to get the feel on some sequences. You see the guys hitting one behind the other, and to face certain pitchers and different things like that. But today it's just this is our opening day lineup where we know that we have the depth. We know that we can have guys in sequences behind the other, and we have individuals that can get on base, individuals that can drive in runs, and they can hit in different situations. And we feel that lineup is the one that's going to help us achieve a win today.
Thanks.
Our next question comes from Disha Dozar.
Hey, Louie. I know you said you're excited, but just as your first opening day as a big league manager, what does that excitement look like? Did you get enough sleep last night? Did you maybe get a text from another big league manager?
I did get some sleep, Disha. I slept right. I did watch a little bit of both games. Like I said earlier, I couldn't. That second late game, I wanted to turn it off every inning. It kept going 1-1. I left it 1-1, and I saw the result earlier today. But I did get my sleep, get my rest, get my preparation done like I do at home. I like to prepare at home, and I did get texts from other managers, and I did text other managers as well. I've been getting a lot of texts from close friends and people in the baseball world, and I definitely appreciate those. And it's a very special day. Going out there with the team for so long, and we've been preparing like other teams have twice. Going through one camp and another camp now, and it just feels great. To have us start the season.
Kind of along those same lines, does it cross your mind at all that your family or friends won't be in the stands for your first game today?
It does, it does, but it's some of the things that we've adapted to, and we worked on that, and I think we got that out of the way now, and we know that they'll be watching. We feel them, and speaking for the guys in there, they know fans will be watching, they know family will be watching, and that they're rooting for them, they're pulling for them. So it's a great sense of motivation as well for us to go out there and get this season started.
Our next question is from Justin Toscano.
Hey, Louie, hope you're well. You mentioned earlier that you guys have been through so much, as every team in baseball. But before opening day, how do you address the team? What's your message going to be, after you guys have gone through what you have and to finally get to step on this field?
Well, for us, it's going to be to have fun, Justin. It's going to come down to that. We get to play the game we love. we get to represent the game this year. It's been such a tough year, and to get us to where we are today, and we're representing the game starting today, and then I know this is going to be in history. Just how long we've waited, for a day like this, or a day like yesterday, which was the first 2 games of the season. So just representing that is for us it's fun itself, and I think that's the number one thing for us. Just let's have fun every day. Let's remind each other to have fun every day. Stay within the protocols that we've been so strict about, and at the same time have fun, have that camaraderie that I think distinguishes us, in the clubhouse and out there on the field.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Tony DeComo.
Hey, Louis. When you look at your lineup, how much do you like the idea of having continuity, as in having a similar lineup every day, guys know where they're hitting, versus a more fluid one where maybe you mix and match a little more and guys don't necessarily know?
Well, I don't believe much in like one lineup set or one lineup wins and it's got to stay. It's the sequencing, the continuation of guys, one behind the other, protection. A lot is taken in consideration for potential matchups later in games as well. Guys that can get on, guys that don't necessarily mean a double play in some sequences. I mean, there's a lot to take in consideration. I've had talks with the guys, just so they can have an anticipation where in the lineup they could be hitting, throughout the season, and and it's just a lot of that is going to determine, it's going to be the pitcher that we're facing that's going to determine that. Also, it'll come into play on how the guys are swinging the bat. Is going to come into play. A lot of things will come into play to put lineup together in order for us to maintain that sequence and manufacture runs.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Mike Puma.
Louis, I'm just wondering, have you decided on a rotation beyond Sunday yet? If not, what's going into that decision?
Well, we're meeting as a coaching staff. I have the pitching coaches, and I should be knowing later today. It's and I can definitely pass it to you guys. But as of now, we're set till Sunday, and then we'll reassess with you guys.
Everything's okay physically with Walker, is that correct?
He is fine. Yes, he is fine.
Okay.
Our next question is from Tim Healy.
Hi, Luis. Under normal circumstances in your debut and on opening day, you'd be joined, I imagine, by quite a bit of family at the ballpark. Since these aren't normal circumstances, I was just curious where your wife and son, where your father, where Moises are all watching this game from.
I mean, first, my wife is, fortunately, she's here in New York. So, I know she'll be watching, with my son. Was a big Mets fan, by the way. So they'll be watching. I know my father will be watching from Florida with, my sister, my brother. And, Moises is in the Dominican along with, another brother that I have there will be watching as well. And, families are in different locations now. This is how times are, and they've been away. Haven't seen them in a while, but it's just it's. I'll feel they're watching. I'll feel their support, and there'll be a couple of phone calls before game time where I reach out to them and connect with them before the game starts.
And where in Florida is your dad?
He's in the West Palm Beach area, Boynton Beach area.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Next question is from John Harper.
Hey, Louis, with this the 60-game schedule, I'm sure you've thought about it. Is there such a thing for you as managing with more urgency, 60 games as opposed to 162? And if so, how would that kind of look? How would you think about that?
Well, I mean, the game will speak to you, and you prepare each day. The win today approach is the right approach for me. We're preparing for this game today. We're preparing to, our hitters, go after Mike Soroka and, for Jake to go through their lineup today and, have our defensive positioning, to according to how they put the balls in play and, just be ready fundamentally as well. And that will be our approach. And, the game will speak, to you as it goes as well. We have guys prepared for different roles, guys that can come in early, shut down, and guys that can pitch also late and get stuff done. So we have a good roster. We're prepared. Everyone knows their role as of now, and our approach is going to be just on a day approach. But right now, just to say, okay, we're going to be quicker. We're going to take different decisions. Is just like for me getting a little bit ahead of watching the game, what's going on out there. We do have the guys prepared for different scenarios, and like I said, today's the biggest game. So we'll approach it that way.
Nice.
Next question comes from Tony DeComo.
Hey, Louie, I was just wondering if your dad gave you any particular piece of advice or anything leading into opening day.
There's always advice in there, in all our talks, life and baseball. And, he always drops something in there and it's always so much appreciated because, some of them it's stuff that I heard before, but it's, still appreciated and they go with the moment. But, it's he just wishes us the best, and, gives us the blessing. It says the family's been blessed, with baseball. And so it's just, super excited, super proud of, just the moment and, that I'm going to start my managerial career today. And, I haven't talked to him today, by the way. I will connect with him probably later this afternoon. But, it's every time we talk, there's a piece of advice there.
Does he at all talk to you about specifics? Like, will he critique your lineup choices or your pitching changes, or is he a little more, up on a different level?
No, not so much in that. But just particularly in its stories, from his past managing, his past experience, and my stories, my experiences as a manager, and we balance those. It's always great to share amazing baseball story that he had as a player and as a manager and as a coach. I've always shared with him, stories that I've been through as well, and it's just great to hear and balance them and kind of like anticipate some of the things that may happen in the game, that he's already lived. So nothing specific as far as like lineups or anything like that, but just more so like, experience as a manager and as a player.
Thank you.
Next question is from Dave Lennon.
Hey, Louie. Just with the lineup, when did you kind of come to that conclusion? I know for the exhibition games against the Yankees, you used a couple different ones. Did you early in the week kind of think about it? Did you late last night kind of write some things down? I'm just curious what the process was for it.
I mean, David, to tell you the truth, I written down so many lineups and they all look right because of the depth that we have. And when we were at the break, after the first camp, I was thinking lineups. I have plenty of time there to take lineups. So it's nothing that just came out the last couple of days. It's nothing that, last week I had it in mind, with, Nemo at the top, getting on base, McNeil, is such a great hitter, just being right behind him. He can have some traffic. And then, if you can create even more traffic when Pete comes in, so those three there, and then, Conforto protecting, and then Cespedes protecting Conforto, and then the righty lefty with Cano and Cess. I've been playing with it for, I don't know how far back I can go, but it's just, for me, feels like a great sequence. And then the last three that I mentioned earlier in this call, those guys, they had incredible offensive years last year as well, for us. And I think that tells you how much depth we have.
Thanks, Louie.
Next question comes from Rich Catino.
Hey, Louie. When you look at your bullpen, you have a lot of options there on, who to use as a closer. Are you a fan of having one guy having role as a closer or a setup guy? Or are we going to see different closers each day? The Mets have a closing situation based on the matchups.
Yeah, I'm for me, as the season goes, I would like to go more so into one person, but I would like to keep it open so more people can also have the chance to close the game because we have that. We have guys that close before. We have guys that can match up really well also against other guys, and just to, pitching at the end of the game, we have guys like Betances, Diaz, Wilson, Lugo there that can be also a versatile bullpen pitcher. He can come in early for multiple innings. He can come in late for multiple innings. He can close a game, and Diaz can also close the game. Wilson can also close the game. So I like the idea of having one guy that gets prepared for that inning, but I also like the idea of different guys that can come in and also do it. So we may be seeing that, and we may be seeing one guy that gets more chances.
Both Diaz and Familia are coming off years which they want to rebound from. What did you see in the summer camp from them that, in your mind, thinks they're headed in the right direction?
Both had really good camps. Diaz, first with Familia. Familia, you guys saw what he did. Shape that he brought, all the work that he's put in, just to start, and then adding stuff to his repertoire, more control, more able to repeat with delivery. He's super excited. I mean, he can't wait for the season to start, and he's a guy that we expect to have him bounce back from and be the Familia that he's been here in New York. And he can definitely do some things too at the last start of the game. And we can see with this repertoire, just adding another pitch, we can see a guy that can get more than 3 outs probably. And with Diaz also, that's adding stuff to his repertoire, more commanding now to his extension side and doing other things. I like where he is right now. Definitely have all the confidence in him. So, we should see him there as well, in that last third of the game.
Thanks, Louis.
Thank you very much for your time this afternoon, Luis.
All right, guys. Happy opening day.